The degree that I am pursuing right now is the Doctor of Musical Arts in Choral Conducting. And what brought me to Notre Dame is the fact that, one, it was a full fellowship. But one of my prayers since 2009 has been to attend school free of charge. Since my first degree was free, I told God, I said, well, if you allowed me to get this degree for free, then I know that my remaining two will be as well. And so Notre Dame was the answer to that prayer. Growing up in Defuniak Springs, Florida, grew up as an only child. My mother raised me, and church was always in the forefront of our home. Christ was also, of course, one of the main components that we always looked to. That was our inspiration. Needless to say, so going to church, we'd always walk, and my pastor played piano. And I'll never forget, one day he told me the importance of learning to read music. He taught me the importance of why a black man should be doing this. So he furthered that conversation and told me how important it is to learn classical music. And of course, at that time, I wasn't exposed to much of classical, so I let it go in one ear and out the other. But as I got older, I went to another church. And the director of music at that point, she had ended up moving to Ohio. And I'll never forget, at that moment, I said I wanted to play keyboard. I wanted to be the director of music. And of course, at that young age, I didn't have a lot of experience. And I'll never forget, there was a youth director there, and she told me that I would not be able to do it. So what I did was, the no that she gave me, I said, you know what? I'm going to take that and I'm going to flip it into a yes. And what I did was, in middle school, like around 11, 12 years old, I formed my first community youth choir. And we were together for about 7 years until I graduated in 2009. And from there, I went to University of North Florida, where I got my Bachelor of Music and Vocal Performance. And from there, the rest is history. While I was there, I was taught so much. I didn't know that black composers existed. I didn't know black people were in this classical art form that I was not exposed to as a young child. But once I was, I understood how important it is in the black life. The teaching that I got at that age not only taught me how to work with someone of that caliber, but it taught me to be professional. It taught me to be on time. It taught me to be a good leader. It taught me that as a black man, I always need to be 10 steps ahead. And whenever Kathleen Battle came, I already had those elements embedded within my being. There was in the thread of my professionalism. So me knowing what she demands as an artist, we were able to provide that for her. The choir that sang for the Kathleen Battle project was comprised of different churches within the community. And that all stemmed from a project that I did February 2019, which was titled Unsung, an exploration in the sounds of music for black folk. And to get those people, I honestly just asked others. It was like one seed was planted and the rest just sort of sprouted. Needless to say, so I reached out to those churches, I reached out to the pastors and different community singers, and I asked them to be a part of this particular project, which a lot of them knew who Kathleen Battle was. But for those who did not know, this was a moment for them to be enlightened and educated to this element in black history that is so prominent. So luckily and gratefully, they did accept the invitation. I definitely believe my experience as a black man plays a strong part in this. There's so much influence for me. So just to give a little bit of the backstory, I'm the first African American to graduate from the Sacred Music program with a Master of Sacred Music and Vocal Performance. Graduated in 2017, and so now that I am pursuing my doctorate, making another moment in history, this is important for me because it shows me that I have purpose here on this campus outside of just getting an education. But I'm also here to enlighten the community of something that they're missing, and that's black music. Oh yeah, the music for the concert was very spiritual. It ties back to the roots of my ancestry, but also what I plan on pursuing as I am here at Notre Dame. Because what I particularly am focused in is spirituals, gospels, and music of the African diaspora. And this was exactly what I needed. And I know this is exactly what our campus needed as well too. Working with Kathleen Battle was fun, but I had the most memorable moment when we were off stage. We were at the hotel and getting things together for the concert, and she said, would you like to sing a solo in Bright Mansions Above? I said, well, do you want me to? In addition to doing Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. And I said, okay, I will give it a shot. And what she told me, she said, I know you can do gospel. She said, and you do it very well. She said, but I don't want people thinking that's all you're capable of doing. So I said, okay. I said, I understand that. So that's why she had me to do that. And when she told me that, and she opened the door for me to do that, that meant a lot because she could have chosen anybody else, but she trusted me enough, not only as a conductor, but as a young artist, to show what I can do, to show the audience that we are multidimensional people and that we can do it all. So needless to say, that was one of the moments that I'll always carry away with me from the experience with Kathleen Battle.